back to the game. So I need to start the multi-ball. I need to hit the ramp a few times to test those switches. The problem we had earlier that I was looking at, the switch up here, the wire is barely hanging on, but I can't find my soldering iron, so it's not looking good up there. But occasionally it'll actually work. Hey kitty, get down. So I have this little beast that loves to get in the way and climb on the machines. Whoop, that wasn't so good. Alright, so since I missed that initial shot when they were all lined up, I've got a single row. The nice thing is on the very first round, the first time, every time you hit one of these targets up there, it gives you 2 lights in that row or column. So there's blue. Oh, it bounced off the right too, I got it. So now that the visor is opening, I need to lock the first ball into one of the eye sockets. Alright, here we go. So that's one eye. Now I want to hit the next eye with the second ball. That timer sound is actually the ramp over here, so it gives you about 15 seconds to hit that target before it closes back up again. Alright, so I'm going to try to go underneath the ramp over here to get that score. There you go, just like that. So that gave me 68,000. That's a progressive. So the more you hit it, the lower the scores are. If you miss it every time, it continually grows. There we go, second eye. So now that I got multi-ball, I want to connect. Alright, so I got one of the eyes locked. So now I want to hit up this ramp for the solar value, but the ramp is open from the previous shot that I had there. So that would have gone up the ramp. Now I have a few more seconds before I lose the score there. Alright, let's try it backhanded. So I got it. Solar value, 350,000. Alright. So basically I want to do the same thing while I have this multi-ball going. There we go. And then this multiplier that shows up here, 2, 3, 4, 5, is based on how many times you go up that loop. There we go. Nice, 100,000. So that increased my multiplier now to 3. And as long as you have 2-ball multi-ball going, all scores are doubled on the playfield. Alright, let's do it again. Oh, not quite. Oh, wow. That was really close. Here we go. Up the ramp. Nope. There it is. 100,000 solar value. And that one's also progressive, so every time I hit it, it doesn't grow. Whoa. My plastic came out of whack. Oh, I lost the second ball. Alright, so now I got 4x. I've lost multi-balls, so now it's coming back around. Phoenix Nasita, thank do pinball machines differ in size, or is there a standard? This one is actually a standard size, so almost all pinball machines are the same width and depth. They also have some that are called wide bodies that are an extra inch or 2 on either side, so it's about the width of the back box. So this is a standard size. They're also some who do we got there? Oh yeah, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. There's also specialty sizes. Like there's one called Hercules, which is like a double-sized pinball machine with a cue ball, like in a pool game for the ball. It's amazing. But for the most part, this is a standard size. The back box changes a little bit, but usually the playfield is exactly the same in terms of measurements. There are standard sizes for like the legs too, so the height and then the angle, the slope of the table. Most games vary, but they're usually around like 6 to 6.5 degrees slope. Let's see, which brand of pinball is the best from the 80s and 90s? I think most people would agree Williams is probably the most popular. This is a Williams game. Williams had probably the highest... what do we got there? Millennium. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Macho Man said... Williams definitely is probably the most well-known. Their games are the most classic. Data East was pretty popular, mostly in the early 90s. Sega, Data East, and eventually Stern purchased them and acquired them. But those games are really popular. They had like movie themes, licensed themes. There was also Gottlieb, which started out more as the EMs, and they in the 80s and 90s they moved on to like Freddy and some others. Thank you for the follow. I couldn't see the name. I'll look here on my screen. It'll come up here in a second. Thanks again, Millennium, for the follow. And we'll see who the new follow is here in just a few seconds. There we go. Dirty Orphan Baby is funky like a monkey. Thanks for the follow. Oh, I missed it. Oh, stay in there. Oh, that's the worst. It bounces and it's almost there and it pops right out. See, Millennium asks, local pub has for Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones it's actually the same size. It's just a newer game. Probably looks small because this camera's up really high in the angle and stuff, but the Stern games, I actually have the WrestleMania LE version to the right, and it's exactly the same. If they have the specialty edition for Game of Thrones that has like the large playfield with the dragon on the left, that's the LE model. And they have a Pro model that just has ramps instead. But they're both the same standard size. But yeah, Game of Thrones is actually a pretty cool game. That's their newest game from Stern. And Stern is really the only primary pinball manufacturer that still exists. They release about 3 new games a year. There are other boutique pinball manufacturers out there like Jersey Jack Pinball. There's Highway Pinball, Dutch Pinball. What's the other one? Of course, Spooky Pinball. I don't know if anybody watches Ben Heck on YouTube. Ben Heck is involved with Spooky, and they created America's Most Haunted, and they have a Rob Zombie game coming out that looks really good. It's very adult-oriented, but it looks a lot of fun, especially if you like horror movies. Yeah, the has like a castle that sits there in the left, and the dragon's up there. The Pro model has a dragon as well, but there's mostly ramps and not a castle. I see another follow with a Z. Can't read the name, so I'll give you a shout out here once it comes up. Maybe I can find it here in my list. Thanks for all the new people who are watching. Anybody who's joined recently, I see there's Alex Andre Mendez. Let's see if I know. Rob Sile, you've been in here a little bit. The Walkthrough Gamer HD, Tutace, UniqueBot, and Wyke21. I probably mispronounced some of those, but thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. Zequas, thanks for the follow.
Oh, yeah!
Another follow, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's start another game here.